What's happening? This is the Tap In Podcast. We are live inside of the Tap In studio. Man, I got a special guest in here with me today, man. Big Rick, man. What's up, man?
Man, it's all good.
Freeway Rick.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good.
That's what's up, man. Dang. Thank you for coming, man. Appreciate it.
Glad to be here. You know, I ain't did many live interviews, you know, since the pandemic broke out, so. Yeah,
I'll make sure I stay 6 feet. Make sure I stay 6 feet from you.
Oh, man. Yeah. We just, you know, just glad that this thing is starting to die down some.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get back to normal.
For real, man.
It slowed me down so much, you know, like I had my momentum going and all of a sudden, you know, it's like no more touring, you know, no more going out in person. And but, you know, I started to use the internet more, you know, started to learn a little bit about Instagram and Facebook and that stuff.
Yeah.
But, I really like to be out in the streets, you know. Hitting the streets. And
yeah, me too, man. This get locked down shit is for the birds.
Yeah, it ain't cool.
Yeah.
Y'all,
man.
let's bow down and let this stuff be over, man.
For
Everybody
real.
should do your social distancing, wear your mask, and let's let this thing blow over, man. So we get back to normal.
Yeah, man. And you know, we just had that big snowstorm out here like a week or two ago.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You know? 'Cause you know I'm from Texas too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What part?
Tyler.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My mom moved when I was about 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't really know much about Tyler. I probably know more about Dallas than I do Tyler, but
Yeah.
I'm here. You know, I come to Dallas about 3-4 times a year at least.
Oh, okay.
So I visit a lot.
Yeah. That's what's up. I didn't know you was from Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, do you still play tennis at all? Before all this shit, do you still?
Only with my kids. I got two little ones that I kind of want to be a pro, but then I'm like, you know what? If they don't, so what? You know.
Yeah. How old are they?
8 and 10.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I'm giving them all the tools that they need. If they ever want to, you know, they probably gonna be so good that they'll be able to go to college without even win in college without even wanting to. You know, like
Really?
Yeah. Their skills are gonna be at that level. You know, I put a racket in their hand when they was born. So.
Oh, okay. You gonna be like Serena and them daddy. What's his name? Mr. Williams.
I wish.
Yeah.
You know, I was teaching my older kids at the same time he was teaching Venus and Serena.
Really?
So yeah, we used to run into each other at the tennis tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I know what he was tight.
Did he play tennis at all, or he just knew the game?
He got into the game late, man. When I met him, he didn't really know anything about tennis. You know, he just taught himself, man. You know, kept at it. Didn't let up, you know, and just made the right moves, you know, made the moves the way he thought that they should be made. When other people were saying that he was doing things wrong, you know, he showed them all that they were wrong.
Yeah, man. 'Cause I remember seeing a video of I think it was Venus getting interviewed by a reporter, and how he snapped on him for, I guess, questioning like why she was so confident and shit. And he was like, man, don't worry about why she's so confident. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I remember that interview too.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, that's what I love. I love to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They trying to take the
He
confidence.
instilled in them, you know, he gave them that vision. You know, and vision is one of the things that I believe that people are liking right now is a vision. You know, most people don't have a vision about where they're going, what they should be doing with themselves. It's kind of like with me when I was in prison, I started to get a vision. You know, a vision of who I could be and where I wanted to go with my life, and then I started to mold myself into that fashion, and that's pretty much what I think he did with his daughters. Is he had a vision for them, and then he started to mold them into that vision, and then they started to buy into it, you know.
Yeah.
And those are the things that we need to be successful, you know. I mean, if you see yourself as nothing, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but if you see yourself as something great and powerful and positive, then that's what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, you know what? I want to talk to you about that, because I heard on another interview you saying that you started, like, you thought your way into jail, and then you was like, you know, if I thought my way into jail, I could think myself out of jail.
Absolutely. That was part of that vision.
Yeah.
Know, that was having a vision that was negative, though.
Yeah.
You know, my vision at one time was wanting to be a Crip. You know, and that vision led me into, well, that got interrupted when I wanted to be a Crip. I was only like 12 years old when I wanted to be a Crip.
Oh, okay.
That got interrupted by a guy who introduced me to tennis. So then I went from wanting to be a Crip into wanting to be an Arthur Ashe. When I was about 14, 15, maybe 16, one of my cousins took me to a theater, and I saw Superfly for the first time. And then I wanted to be Superfly.
Yeah.
So even though I didn't react on it immediately, what I noticed is that I was harvesting that thought in my mind. You know, that thought was like deep in the heart of my mind. Like, man, I saw a black guy, man, that he took on 10, 15 police, man, and he told them to say, you know, cracker, doing my dirty laundry ain't gonna save you. You know, don't think because you do my laundry you're gonna be all right. And I had never seen a black man stand up to a white man like that before. You know, I was from Tyler, Texas. You know, we used to go down there every summer, and my uncles used to tell young white guys, yes sir and no sir, and young white girls, yes ma'am. You know, and I'm like, they bowing down to people that's younger than them. But now I see a guy that he's so strong, he talking to white guys with pistols on them. You know what I'm saying? He knocked them down, you know. So now I want to be like him.
Yeah.
You know, I no longer want to, I mean, I love Arthur Ashe, but I don't want to be like Arthur Ashe no more. And what I found out is that when you harvest those thoughts in your mind, they sit there and they wait for the opportunity to spring out. And so one day, one of my homies who played football had come back from college, and he called me and he said, man, I got the new thing. And when he threw it on the table, I couldn't believe it. I said, man, that ain't really cocaine.
Yeah.
Can't be cocaine.
Yeah.
And not understanding, you know, the law of attraction and all of those things, you know. I'm young, man, never read a book, you know. My mom, she went to school, but she wasn't one of those scholars who were able to, you know. My mom used to tell me about when they were young, sometimes they didn't go to school because they had to go pick cotton. You know, so they only went to school part-time. So here I am being raised by somebody that was literally raised by a sharecropper. My grandfather was a sharecropper, you know. So he had 24 kids because he wanted cotton pickers.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I just...
That was a business decision right there.
It was a business decision.
Yeah.
And, you know, I sit back and you know, after being in prison and studying and analyze, you know, when I went to prison, I couldn't read or write, so I taught myself how to read. And then before I left, I read over 300 books. And so reading these books made me go back over not only my life, but my mom's, my dad, you know, and just start to analyze all the things around me, because I want to know, how did I get to be who I am? You know, why do I think the way I think, you know? And all of these things just came to mind, man. So when my boy set that cocaine on the table, you know, that seed that was in the back of my head, he sprinkled water on it.
Yeah.
And that thing jumped out, you know. And here I am, naive, you know, not really knowing, you know, what I'm getting into. I jumped into it, you know.
Yeah, man. And you know what I hear a lot of people like was like that grew up in like the 70s and 80s. Like Superfly was like a big part of their upbringing. You know what I mean?
No, he changed the culture of the way we dressed.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody dressed like Superfly. You
Really?
know, everybody wanted to have a Cadillac with a big grill in it. We wanted the AWARs and Vobes. You know, it was in. You know, I mean that soundtrack was crazy. You ever heard the Superfly soundtrack?
No, I ain't never heard.
Oh my God!
Who was all on there?
I mean, only one guy produced it.
I just remember that the like they think was it a theme song that
Oh man,
Superfly.
Yeah, Superfly was one of them. It was Curtis Mayfield did the soundtrack.
Okay.
The soundtrack was crazy.
Really?
Freddie's dead. You know, Freddie's dead. Dum 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 dum.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I said.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
I mean, man, the everything about that movie was just crazy. I mean, it was definitely one of those black exploitation movies.
Mm-hmm.
But for black people, it was like, we got a black guy that won. You know, and this is before, you know, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Right.
And you know, we really didn't have many stars in the black community. And when you show somebody that, you know, rose up from the ground, you know, literally, it just gave you, you know, hope and aspiration, you know, that maybe I can do the same thing.
Yeah, man. And I also want to talk about your genius, though. You know what I mean? Because I've been listening to it, like I'm doing a lot of research on you. You know what I mean? And the thing that sparked me that was so dope is how your mind. Because I said it on this podcast before. Like, I feel like drug dealers can really run a Fortune 500 company easily.
Oh, no question.
You know what I mean?
No question.
Easily. And I'm just like, I want to talk to Rick about how he manifested.
No, we can start a 500 company. We can start a company that can become a 500 company, or we can do like Reginald Lewis did and take one over. You know, it's really the first thing. See, with us as blacks, is that we've been beat down by the system so bad, especially the black male. You know, we've been hammered by the system, you know, into believing that we're dope dealers. You know, you can't do nothing but sell dope, pimp. If you're good, you can rap. And if you're real good, you can run a football or play basketball. Other than that, y'all done. But me now, I know a doctor that's probably the smartest doctor in the whole world. You know, Dr. Leslie Ray Matthews, he been telling everybody that he could have solved the coronavirus problem. And nobody really listened. I've helped 10 people get out of intensive care.
From coronavirus?
From the coronavirus. Yes, the doctors didn't know what to do. And I get on the phone with them. I say, hey, tell your doctor to check your vitamin D level. And they check their vitamin D level. Oh, my vitamin D level is depleted. Okay, tell them to give you an infusion, a high dose of vitamin D3 and zinc. 2 days later, she out the hospital. That's my niece, Austin, Texas.
Wow.
She'll tell you that. I had another friend, whole family, everybody in the family was sick. I said, man, you ain't heard me talking about vitamin D on my podcast and everywhere that I go? He was like, yeah, but we didn't do it. I said, man, I'm bringing you some vitamin D over I took vitamin D, put it in the house. A couple days later, the whole family well.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I have about 50 people in my circle that I function with, all on vitamin D. None of them caught it.
Really? What kind of vitamin D? What kind of
vitamin
supplement?
D3? Vitamin D3.
You can just get it over the counter?
You can get it from Walmart, but you want to get at least 10,000 milligrams. You don't want to get 200 milligrams, 300 milligrams. That's not really nothing. You get the 10,000 milligrams. You can get it from Amazon, Walmart. Amazon won't even sell it to us no more because we done bought too much of it. Because I just buy it and give it to people.
Really?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that we as a people have been beat down to where we don't believe that we're as good as everybody else. And I know everybody will probably say, "Oh man, you don't know what you're talking about." But it's not what you say, it's your actions that mean what it is. You know, if your actions show that you giving up, then you can say, "Oh, I ain't gave up." But that don't mean nothing. That's just talk.
Right.
You know, and talk is cheap. It's the actions at the end of the day that's going to tell who you are, what you stand for, and where you're trying to go in life. And I believe that our actions have shown to me that and even my brothers, you know, I got home and my family was in bad shape, you know, and they were in bad shape. My mom was losing her house. Did you see my documentary?
I did.
You see they put us out of her house.
Yeah.
I got home and I started trying to fight. My brothers are living there, and I'm like, y'all living here, they gonna put y'all ass out. Y'all ain't trying to do nothing to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And they was like, "Oh man, I can't get no job. Ain't nobody gonna hire me." No, they ain't gonna hire you because you ain't got no skills.
Right.
And you don't have no motivation. You know, like with me, I don't ask for no job. I just go in there and go to work. They look up, I'm washing the windows and sweeping the floor and cleaning the toilets, and they're gonna be like, "Who the hell is this?
Right.
What you doing here?"
I'm working.
You ain't gonna get no check. I didn't come here for no check.
Right.
You know, first thing I tell people when I'm in, I don't work for money. I don't work for money.
Yeah.
You know, I work for the game.
Yeah.
And if you work for the game, you know, you're running back, you're going in the NFL, and you might not get drafted, but you start breaking them yards, you start breaking them 30-yard runs and 40-yard runs, they're going to be like, "Man, we trying to hold on to you."
Somebody going to find you a check.
Somebody going to find you a check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the way we have to deal with it. We can't just sit around but that's the way the society has taught, though, you know, like when I was in prison, you know, I read articles I read this article one time. They say this lady was sick and she went to the hospital. She got in the hospital and the doctor came out and they say, "What kind of insurance she got?" "Oh, she ain't got no insurance." "She got Medicare?" "No, she ain't got no Medicare." "She got some money?" "No, she ain't got no money." "She got credit cards?" "She ain't got no credit cards." They all turned around and walked away and left the lady there. The lady died inside the hospital on something that was preventable. So what that told me is that the doctors weren't really there to save people. They were just there to make some money.
Right.
You know, and I believe that our goal should be to help people to make the world a little better because we lived here.
Yeah. Man, that's some game right there, man. That's some gems right there.
I mean, if you start working toward those goals, you know, to be the best at what you're doing, somebody gonna pay you.
Somebody gonna find some money for you.
They're gonna find some money for you.
Yeah,
it may not be what you deserve right off the bat, you know, because a lot of people go, you know, it's guys that go in the NBA and they start them off and they getting that little bitty salary, but they go to lighten that thing up, and they can't pay him enough. Like even with Steph Curry, remember when he was coming out of college, everybody would say he wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that he went as high as he should have went in the draft, you know, or he was getting the kind of money he should have got at first. But now he's getting all that money that he deserves.
Yeah.
You know, they're paying him now.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes it don't come, you know, just when you want it to come. You know, it comes later on during life, you know. And you know, those are some of my strategies, man. You know, I believe that the worker's supposed to eat first. You know, I'll never eat before my guys, even if they don't put in the kind of work I put in. You know, let them get the reward. You know, because we got to try to motivate them to do better.
Yeah, yeah. And I seen it on your documentary where I think it was your ex-girlfriend at the time, where she was just like, Rick was just trying to just give people the game and she was like they was some marks or something. She was like they was some busters. Like
yes, that's what she said.
I was like, man, you gotta.
She was a gangster though.
Yeah, you could tell.
She was a real gangster.
Yeah, you could tell. I was like, she a
she
real
didn't
one.
play.
Yeah,
No, she didn't play. She didn't play.
Yeah, but man, that's dope. Where you was talking about like don't work for money, work for the game, because here's my thought, right? I feel like people can manifest anything that they want. You know what I mean? One, you gotta want it bad enough, and you gotta know like where you trying to get to.
Right.
And then once you just align yourself with those thoughts or those feelings, the rest of the world is gonna move out the way in order for you to get to where you're trying to get to go.
Absolutely. Our mind is so strong and so powerful. Like the best scientists in the world can't tell us how our mind works. You know, they can't figure it out. You know, like I was reading. I read over 300 books before I left prison. I went to prison illiterate, and when I came out, I read over 300 books. That's why I feel like right now, it ain't many people on this planet that can mess with me and what I do.
Yeah.
You know, now there's guys that might know computers and they could type on the computer better than me. Oh, you got me there. But when it comes down to doing what I do, I'm bad.
Yeah.
You know, and people are getting ready to see it, you know, because I feel that it's important for me to be successful now, because there's a lot of young black guys out there like me going down the same path that I'm going down or went down, and they probably feel the same way that I felt, that all I could be was a dope dealer. So I want to show them that those same skills can be used in any venture that you go into, you know, and that's what I've been trying to do, and it's been working out to the level that I know that it's gonna go to, but you know, I'm just gonna keep pushing. Another point I was gonna make to you is about our mind. I read a book on the mind one time, right? And this guy was saying that your mind is so powerful that it can tell you to see, taste, hear, smell, break down your food, tell all your hair on your body to grow at just the right times. And he was saying that if your mind can do all that, you don't think that it could get you some money?
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know, a little simple task for getting some money.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of times what we do as people is we clog it. You know, like a radio station that's on one channel and you can't really understand what neither channel is saying. It's on in the middle of two channels and one, you know, like, and what we have to do is we have to focus. We have to get our focus on what it is that we want to accomplish. You know, I got a couple guys that work with me, and I tell them all the time, I'll be like, man, you don't really want no money. I say, well, see, because what you want, you always get. He like to smoke weed. He keep him some weed every day. I say, man, how do you smoke $50, $100 worth of weed every single day with no money? But that's their focus.
Right.
That's really what they want to do. And we have a tendencies to accomplish the goals that we really want. And like I was saying earlier, it's not what you say you want. It's what you harvest deep down inside you is what you really want.
Yeah. Man. I feel that wholeheartedly, because, man, with this podcast, like, I feel like I got vision of where I want to take it, what I want to do with it. You know what I mean?
You got to. If you don't have a vision, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You stuck.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't have a vision of what you have right here, right now, I don't know where the vision came from, where you got it from, but you had to map this out.
Yeah.
You had to draw this. This is a blueprint. I don't know if you did it on paper, if you did it in your head or what, but this all took some planning to do. You had to sit down and make this plan.
Yeah. And you know what? It's so crazy that I heard an interview that Nip did about how he got to where he got to, and it was like he wrote all his plans down, A to Z of what he wanted to do, and I just took the same steps. Yeah. Like A to Z, what I want this to go, my short-term goals, my long-term goals, who are the top 3 people I want to interview. Like, I wrote it all down and just start knocking it off the list one by one. You know what I mean?
And they coming.
Yes. Yes.
They coming.
Yes.
I don't know if you had a chance to read one of the best articles was ever written on me.
Which one?
LAMag.
Was that the one by the dude who was doing it? He was doing it while you was in jail. He was writing the article.
He wrote it when I was in
What's
jail.
his name? Cash or something?
Jesse Cash.
Yeah.
You read that article?
No, I seen it on the on the documentary.
Well, yeah, he was in our documentary.
Yeah.
And you seen the documentary, in the beginning of the documentary, I know a lot of people miss it. He's playing the tapes from me and him talking when I was in prison. From the article. Those tapes are from the article because they let him bring in a recorder. So he's recording our conversation. And in the conversation, he's saying, so you telling me that blacks need a hero that's in prison with a life sentence? Because I'm telling him, I'm going to be getting out. I'm going to be going around the country speaking to people. You know? I'm going to be doing boxing. As a matter of fact, I just won my first belt.
Oh, that's what's
last
up, man.
year from
Congrats.
boxing. Nafir Charles.
What's his name?
Nafir Charles.
Nafir Charles.
Yeah,
okay.
He's my first fighter to win his first belt, 20 years old, out of Philadelphia. Shout out to him.
That's what's up.
Also, I got another boxer. Because I tell him in that article I'm going to be doing boxing. And this is before Floyd Mayweather picked me up from the halfway house. I didn't know that I was going to be meeting Floyd Mayweather, who was the greatest maybe boxer of all time, you know, and I didn't even know who Floyd Mayweather was because I didn't watch TV. You know, when I started on my journey and I found that I needed to be focused, I cut TV out. I cut the radio out. I stopped playing card games. Everything was just serious. You know, my number one goal first became to get out of prison. And then I decided that not only do I need to be trying to get out of prison, but I also should be building up a chest of ammunition. And ammunition at that time mean some money, some capital.
Okay.
Some capital.
Yeah.
You know, whenever anybody get ready to go to war, the first thing they do is they build up their chests. You know, they war chests.
Yeah.
We're gonna need stuff.
Yeah, we need some resources.
So we're gonna need some resources. So you need to build up your money. So I started working on my case in the law library, you know, through the court system. But I also started to do things that was gonna build a chest up. You know, what was gonna make my journey easier. You know, with money. You know, with money, you're gonna need money to hire a lawyer because he ain't coming down there for free. You need investigators, you know, just all the different things that you was gonna need. So when I started, I just started to put all of those things in place. And when Jesse comes to do this article, I'm telling him about my blueprint. You know, what's gonna happen, you know, like, man, I'm gonna be doing boxing. Like, I just signed one of the coldest kids in boxing. I mean, the kid could have went with Al Heyman. He could have went with Bob Arum. And the kid, daddy chose me for one reason.
What's that?
I was on Vlad TV, and I told Vlad, I said, man, I'm going to help a boxer make more money than Floyd Mayweather. And the dad heard me say that. And one of my guys was over in Mexico with one of our fighters, and he saw the kid fighting. He's like, he called me. He said, Unc. He said, man, this kid is bad. His name is Kid Austin. You got to check the kid out.
Kid Austin.
Okay.
Okay.
Nafir a bad dude, too.
Okay.
You know, I'm lucky to have Nafir, too.
Okay.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've been chasing boxing for about 3 or 4 years. You know, I tried to work with J. Rock Williams, Austin Trout, Scooter, who just won. Scooter won a world title about a month ago on Showtime. You know, I worked with him a little bit. So I'm working, and I ain't getting no money.
You
I ain't
already
getting no
said
money out of it.
You already
know what I'm
said.
saying? I'm spending money.
Yeah.
I'm paying my own flights, feed myself, hotels,
Yeah.
rental cars. I'm doing all this on my own because I know the game. You know, and then, you know, people say, man, don't be saying you're gonna be bigger than Al Heyman. I said, why not?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
He gonna get mad because I say that?
Yeah.
And if he do, so what?
Right.
You know, you can't blackball me.
Right.
You know, I can't be blackballed. Only person can blackball me is me. I'm the only one can shut myself out.
Man, that's dope, man.
So in that article, I also talked about the book. I talked about the documentary. You know, my documentary stayed on Netflix for a year and a half on the front page of Netflix. Can you imagine how many people saw that joint?
Yeah.
Right now, I got the #2 documentary on Netflix with another documentary I just did called Crack. And you know, during the time that I was there, I started reading books on marketing. So when people see me, they may think that these interviews and stuff is just luck, you know, like, oh, they just wanted to talk. No. I studied marketing. I've read over 15 books on marketing, guerrilla marketing, internet marketing. You know, when I went to meet Gary Vee, and they told me they had the interview set up, the first thing I did is bought his books. I bought 2 of his books and started reading. I want to know about Gary Vee. More than what I knew. I knew, you know, a little bit from watching him over the internet, but I wanted to get more deeply into him.
Yeah.
You know, and when I went to see him, you know, I had to tell him I had to go. You know, he didn't want me to leave. I can't get back over there. Hey, I can't get back in. But when I was there, he didn't want me to go.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted to keep me there. You know, he wanted to continue to talk. But I see his people keep coming in going,
yeah.
you got meetings, man. I don't want him to miss no money. You know,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna step on nobody's toes when they getting their bread. But
and you got 2 books out too, right? The 21 Keys of
21
Success.
Keys and
what's the other one?
The Untold Autobiography, Freeway Rick Ross Untold Autobiography.
Okay.
The 21 Keys is selling like crazy, and it's selling better than the other one. But they slipping on the other one because a lot of people don't understand that it's really a business book. You know, the 21 Keys, it says it right out. You know, 21 Keys to Success. So you know, oh man, he's giving up some principles. But in my autobiography, if people look and open their mind, what I tried to do in there is show you my mindset of what it took me to become a drug dealer that starts with $125 and eventually have days that I make $3 million in one day. You know, that takes a lot to do something like that. And when I did it, I was like, anybody can do that. You know, anybody can take $125 in cocaine and turn it into $3 million a day. All you got to do is follow these steps.
I can tell you now. No, everybody can't.
Well, you know, most people are not going to follow the steps.
Right.
You know, you can give them a cake mix and it needs like 4 ingredients and they not going to put all the ingredients in there.
Yeah.
You know, they going to find a way to argue with the baker. You know, I ain't going to argue with the baker. You know, the baker say add this, that's what I'm adding, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, while I was there, I got to tell you about my 3 favorite books. You know, I read 3 books that really like totally changed my life and changed the way I can't say totally changed it because I was doing some things right.
Yeah.
When I sold dope, I was doing some things right, you know.
Yeah.
But I was missing on some areas. You know, I was some areas that I wasn't as good in as I am now. And those 3 books, Richest Man in Babylon, you know, and that one of the main things he taught me is that don't go to the brick maker, you know, if you want to bake a cake, you know, and that showed me one of my biggest mistakes that I made. I went to a drug dealer asking him how to make money.
Yeah.
He gonna give you some dope.
Right.
That's what he know.
Right.
You know, but now I know if I want to make money, I go to the banker. I go to the banker and ask the banker, man, how do you make money? You know, and that's what I do now. That's why I got all these credit cards.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. Get credit cards.
Yeah.
Start off with credit cards and then get a loan, you know. So I'm doing that now and man, I just been having fun, man.
Yeah.
And go to the Weed Man too. The Weed Man is
the
Weed Man.
Because I know you got your own strand now, right?
I got my own strand. I got 2 brands.
The LA, what is it called?
LA Kingpin.
LA Kingpin.
And Freeway.
Okay, they 2 different strands, Freeway and LA Kingpin.
Well, you know, when you say strands is different from a brand because a brand can have
A bunch of different strands.
A bunch of different strands.
Gotcha.
So LA Kingpin, I think I got like 5 strands on LA Kingpin, and Freeway we got 2 strands. But the thing about Freeway is that I'm working with one of the biggest indoor growers maybe in the world.
Okay.
The Cure Company, same people Nipsey was working with.
Really?
His strain, yeah. They do Nipsey strain too. So I'm working with them, and that gives me a lot of clout because to be working with, somebody who is that well known in the cannabis industry. My reputation in the cannabis industry is not as strong as it will be. I've been doing cannabis now about 7 years.
That long?
Yeah, I've been in it a long while. I started on the black market.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
That's how I got on the legal market. I started on the black market.
Yeah. Proof of concept. That's what it was.
Man, I got off parole. Man, I was struggling still. After we got put out mom's house, I was struggling. Man, we was homeless for a couple months. Really, technically, not homeless, but technically homeless because I believe you're homeless if your partner manages some apartment buildings. And he said, man, it's a vacant apartment over here.
Yeah.
Y'all can stay in here.
Yeah.
You homeless.
Yeah.
Because any time that they want to, they can put you out. You don't have no contract. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paying no rent.
Right.
So you homeless.
Yeah.
So I stayed, I was able to stay there for about a year and to get myself together a little bit, that's when I started doing the T-shirts. The T-shirts allowed me to move into an apartment of my own that I had a contract and everything. But with that, I was struggling, man. It was like rough, man. And I went from there to one of my partners came by one day and he was like, man, they having a cannabis cup up in San Bernardino. You ought to go with me. And I went, man, and that changed my life forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. I remember when you came home too, cause I was in LA.
Were you?
Yeah. I'm originally from LA.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
born and raised there. I remember this is where I seen you at. Jamie Foxx used to do some like R&B night.
Foxhole.
The Foxhole. Yeah.
Yes.
They used to do a thing downtown at this little, I think, a conga room or something. And I remember you came there. It was like. I don't know how soon or how long after.
I should go there all the time.
Yeah. I remember when you came, Mark Curry was hosting. He was like, Rick Ross in the building. You had just came home.
Yep, I haven't been home that long.
Yeah,
I think that might have been my first year.
Yeah, it was like I want to say maybe a week or a month.
Might have been during the time I was homeless. I was probably just selling T-shirts. I guarantee you, it was some business. The reason I was there.
Yeah.
I was not there to have fun. I did not want to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? Mark, my man, I like his jokes, but I was not there to hear his jokes.
You was there to get some money.
I was there to get some money. I was trying to get Jamie Foxx on board for the movie. We were in negotiations, but nothing ever took place. But yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They shut that thing down.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but they used to have nice crowds there.
Heck yeah.
Matter of fact, I met my lawyer at the conga room. Yeah,
really?
At the Foxhole. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, the Foxhole was dope. That was a dope little night. I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday.
It was Monday.
Yeah.
There was nothing to do. Everybody was there. You might come there and anybody might be there.
Yeah.
So it was definitely wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, that's during the time I was grinding, man. And I went from the T-shirts to the books, and then from the books to selling marijuana.
Man, that's dope, man. And I heard you talk about something called it was called social equity. What's social equity?
Well, when like I said, I started off illegally, and then they had this this thing where they were talking about they finna go recreational in California now. Mm-hmm. When I got home, it was all medical, so everybody had all the medical license. They're not giving out no more medical license for marijuana, and so now we hear that they're gonna go recreational. So I knew Herb Wesson, who was the president of LA City Council. So I told my man, I said, man, I need to get a meeting with Herb. I know Herb. I just got to get in front of him. So he worked it out, got us a meeting. So we go down to Herb, and I'm like, man, Herb, I want one of them licenses, man. And he was like, man, if anybody get a license, you should have one. I said, you talking my language. So the city of LA had a big meeting. So they were talking about the licenses getting ready to come out. You know, they finna have a vote and so forth. And I go out to the meeting, and I run into this lady named Bo Money. And she used to work with man, you know, the talk show host, what's his name, Montel Williams.
Oh, okay.
So we talked, and she told me that that they were going to be starting a social equity program, and that it was going to be where they were going to be pushing for blacks to get licenses, because at that time only like two licensed marijuana dealers in LA, only 2 were black.
Really?
Yeah, so they were going to be pushing for blacks to get in the cannabis industry. So I was like, yeah, I'm with that.
For real, yeah.
Because I know if I'm pushing, I'm gonna be one of the ones, right?
Yeah.
So I joined her program. She put me on her board, and I just started pushing with her, man. We start going all over the LA City Council, to every councilman's office, like, y'all need social equity. And I didn't know what social equity was at that time.
Yeah.
But and what I found out is social equity is that the communities who have been dominating these industries, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it, racism and slavery and whatnot, but slavery actually put blacks at a disadvantage. A lot of the things that happen with you know, like right now, there's a big thing going on in LA about Bruce Beach. Well, Bruce Beach is in Manhattan Beach, and these blacks had established this little section of one of the most valuable lands in California.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And what happened is the city came in with what they call eminent domain and told them that they had to sell their property. And they took their property. I think they got like $14,000 out of it. And this property right now might be worth $200-300 million.
Yeah.
You know,
Manhattan Beach, hell yeah.
Yeah. So what social equity is that people who have benefited in these sections of business should be sociably willing to give up some equity to people who were disadvantaged by slavery, when the marijuana thing, about the war on drugs, you know, because the war on drugs deliberately targeted areas where people of color was in. And the license couldn't be, you know, you couldn't do it for black because, you know, they already ruled out that you can't discriminate
okay.
For no reason. But now, if the war on drugs deliberately targeted a certain area, then the people from that area should be able to get licenses because the war on drugs targeted them. And that's how they came up with the social equity. And they also made it where even if you was a convicted felon, you still could get a license.
A license.
Yes, like me.
Yeah. So is it where when you, I just want to make it clear, the social equity thing, is it a board, is it a program, or how do you join it? Like anybody to just join? Or?
Well, Indica is an organization that fights for social equity.
Oh, okay.
Social equity is something that the city council, big businesses are going to have to adhere to. You know,
okay.
They have to have in their heart to say, you know what, we should do some social equity because of all of the things that have happened to this section of people in society.
Okay. So it's more of the companies just saying, hey, we'll release some equity,
right?
And then we'll give
you some contracts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
We know that these other people got a big jump on you. You know, they families are rich. You know, because they might have owned slaves. You know, most of the rich companies in this country own slaves. I mean, if you go back into history, slavery was a game changer. You know, it gave people free labor. You know, so you get free labor for 400 years, 300 years. You're gonna be way ahead of the slaves when they finally get free. You know, they fighting to catch up, but they're fighting from behind, really.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How much, like, around, if you can give me, how much would it take for somebody to get into the marijuana industry now? Because I know a couple of years ago, the first person who I heard was talking about it was The Game, where he was like, he's about to get into the cannabis industry. And I was like, this is probably the best time to get into it.
It varies from state to state. You know, say, for instance, Oklahoma, who's legal right now,
Mm-hmm.
you can get a license over there for $2,500. California, if you are able to win a license, you have to pay the city $10,000.
Oh, damn.
So it's not that expensive, but then there's some places, you know, like Florida, they wanted you to have $24 million in the bank, and the license application was like $500,000. So, and you know, when they do stuff like that, they're doing that to keep you know who out. You know, and ain't nobody got no $500,000, and then you still might not win the license, and you don't get your money back.
Yeah.
So when you see stuff like that, you know that they're not with no social equity. You know.
Right. right. Is the cannabis company that's the LA Kingpins, is that a private thing, or like could people go on like doing stocks and stuff, and like, do you know?
Well, right now you can't do marijuana publicly.
Oh, really?
No, not yet. We hoping that Harris and Biden make it federally legal, you know, so now you can put your money in banks. Because, you know, you can't even put your money in banks. We can't take credit cards.
How do y'all just do all cash? Or?
Cash money, baby. You know, they say cash is king. I don't mind the cash, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But right now you can't take credit cards. You can't take debit cards. And it makes the business a little tougher. It makes it a little more dangerous, you know, because now you got people keeping
a bunch of money
on hand. You know, they can't put in the bank. So we hoping that Biden and Harris make it federally legal, and if they do, then I'll be able to go public.
They might as well. I mean, they got gambling is legal now. At least sports gambling, I've seen in some states, it's legal where you can gamble on games.
Yeah.
So I feel like all that is just tied together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, now that that they're able to do more research on marijuana, they're finding out the different things that marijuana is medically helpful for. You know, the other day I did a show and they were talking about how marijuana is enabling people to get off the opioids. You know, after they addicted everybody to these opioids, you know, with the Vicodins and the Percocets and all those different pills that everybody started taking. You know, all the young people started taking, and they're finding out that the marijuana helps to get people off of that. So now that, you know, people have the right to experiment with it, you know, we're probably gonna see a lot of more things that marijuana helps with.
Man. Okay. Yeah. And I wish they would just make it at least medically available in Texas. Like,
well, that's how they usually go first, medically, and then eventually they'll go with the recreational. You know, Texas always last, man. That's the Lone Star State, you know.
God damn, Texas.
You know, they was the last one to buy the slavery, you know, and so many other things. And, you know, this is a Republican town, man. So, so the Republicans, they're not really with the marijuana movement.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
man,
y'all got to get out there though, man, and put the word out. Let them know y'all want it. Like, man, we surrounded by marijuana states.
Yeah, for real.
They drawing all the money out of us.
Yeah.
You know? Because, you know, that money will go a long ways, you know, with helping help getting the state out of debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think with Texas, the economy is so strong here that they like, we don't need no extra business, or, you know what I mean? Because a lot of companies, I know I think Toyota moved down here. I know Amazon was trying to come here. So the economy, as far as like jobs, is strong here. So they probably like, yeah, we don't need that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So here's what I want to ask you. My favorite show is back on. And I don't know if I'm tripping off. I heard you say that Snowfall is about your life.
Yeah, they stole some of my story.
Really?
Yeah. Jon was helping us with the movie.
Before he passed?
Before he passed, yeah. This is years before he passed.
Okay.
And he was one of the first people to buy one of my first books. So, all of a sudden, he just disappeared. And then next thing I know, he was doing this show called Snowfall. And it really baffled me because I thought me and Jon was cool. And I was like, why would he be doing a movie about an LA drug dealer and not consult with me? You know, and he got my phone number. But anyway, yeah. I mean, he posted the picture that when he bought my book, he posted the picture up on his social media. I didn't know because I used to then go on social media until somebody told me. And the post was something like, Freeway Rick Ross, great story, Snowfall coming soon.
Damn. And I like, yeah, that Hollywood game is
yeah.
Yeah,
you know, they gonna bite. They gonna bite and steal.
Yeah. God damn.
But you know that usually happens with people who don't really have no creativity. You know, when they really can't create. I know one time when I was in prison, I had this writing professor from UCLA that came down, and me and him were talking about doing some movie stuff, and he told me that what he tell his kids at the writing school was, when you want to get creative, go out to the ghetto, go to a bar, get you a beer, drink a little bit, and open your mind up, and creativity will come to you. So basically what he was saying is that you have to live. In order for you to be creative, you have to live. You know, if you never lived, if you just been boxed up in a box, then all you know is what's inside of that box. In order for you to be creative, you have to go out and basically see the world, you know, and experiment and enjoy.
Yeah. Man, did you check out the Undercover Hip Hop documentary?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I still don't watch much.
You still don't watch TV at all?
Just a little. You know, mostly the news. You know, like the documentary that's on Netflix right now. I never watched it. You know, I don't even watch my own documentary. I watched Cracking the System one time.
Really?
Yeah, and that's because it was like I dreamed of that when I was in prison. So I wanted to see how it came out. You know, how my dream came out. How other people were able to bring my dream to light. But I really don't watch TV much because it takes away your creativity. You know, now you're getting input from other people, which is okay sometimes. But you know, when you started cramming all of their ideas into your head, then you can't come up with your own ideas and your own creativity, and I really want myself to create. You know, I want to be a creator. I don't want to be a consumer.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was a dope documentary. I feel like I could be, like you said, my mind is probably so crammed because I watch a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Just because I want a lot of information.
Right.
But it was about Deb. She's a manager, a music manager in Atlanta.
I know Deb.
Yeah, and it was about Big U.
Oh yeah. I heard about that. They asked me to go. What's the name? Asked me to. Binky asked me, I think, to go to the screening with him, but I didn't go.
Okay. And the reason why, because I was thinking when I was preparing for this interview, I was like, I feel like Rick should have been on here. Because then you in the beginning, then you give like, I think it was Spice One or somebody, or
The Alcoholics.
the Alcoholics. Yeah, you was a part of they first.
I found the Alcoholics.
Yeah. And the Alcoholics, they got that. What's the song? They got the
The Licks, baby, the Licks.
Yeah.
Well, the Alcoholics is a group that built Loud Records.
They built it? What you mean?
They were the first go artists to come off of Loud Records. So that label built up off of them.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was one of them who found Wu-Tang and brought Wu-Tang back to Loud.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ain't
Big Pun, Big Pun was on Loud Records. Mobb D was on Loud Records.
Okay. Man, I didn't know that. And ain't the Alcoholics, they from the Bay? Ain't they from...
They from L.A.
Are they?
Yeah.
Damn.
They sound like an East Coast group, though.
Yeah, I knew they was like... This don't sound like L.A.
Yeah. They sound like an East Coast group, but they from L.A. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn. And I was...
King T introduced me to him.
King T.
Yeah.
Damn.
King T introduced me to him.
I grew up I was born in 80, right?
Uh-huh.
So probably like the 90s when I really started listening to rap, and King T was one of them tapes. My mom was like, yeah, nah, you ain't playing that in my house.
King T, my man.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Yep.
Damn. Man. And
but I'm doing some music stuff too.
Well, who you doing it with?
Man, I'm finna kill the music industry.
Really?
Yeah. I mess with James Fauntleroy. That's my man.
Who?
James Fauntleroy.
Who's that?
1500 or nothing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know who James Fauntleroy? He the guy that when Bruno Mars got all those awards, he had his arm around James, and he's like, "Shout out to 1500."
See, I don't know. This is the thing. When I see 1500 or nothing, I always see a bunch of people. I'll be like, who is actually in the group? Because I know it's one skinny dude and it's one kind of like stocky dude.
Yeah, James and Leroyce is like the head dudes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
I mess with them. I mess with Brian Kennedy is my man.
Okay.
Brian Kennedy did Nelly's Country Grammar. He's the first one to start putting country and rap together. Rihanna, Jennifer Hudson, Rockstar is my guy too. He wrote Fine China for Chris Brown. I'm just waiting on the right artist to come around, and then now that I got the bread to do it independent, I can do it the way I want to do it. I'm just waiting on the right artist. Might have to have a contest or something, where the right artists come around and I can put all this heat behind them.
What kind of is there a certain genre you going for, or?
I don't care. I'm just doing it just for the sport.
It's some Dallas artists, man, that's out here that's dope. Yeah, man. It's some Dallas artists that need a shot. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
Yeah. Well, Dallas is growing, man.
For real.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's getting big.
Yeah.
So I'm when you get a chance, you got to read my article in LA Magazine. And then
I can find it online.
Yeah, it's online.
Okay.
2013, Rick Ross is Dreaming. The guy thought I was delusionous, like he the way he wrote the article is my obituary.
I did see that on there.
Yeah, it's my obituary.
Yeah.
He said I was writing his obituary. That's how he started the article out, and then he talked about where I grew up at, and that he had drove up the mountains where razor wire and gun towers meet, great fields, and he did a great job. The article is super. I'm getting ready to do an article in Forbes magazine too.
For Forbes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We're finna do a Forbes article on marijuana. It's just I'm just having fun.
Yeah, man.
Just do my thing.
God damn. Your mind is dangerous, man. In a good way though. Your mind is dangerous. Like,
what's for the people though?
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the people.
Yeah. Man. God damn. So you going on the music side, you gonna have your own label?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my own label.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a label. I just when you got the resources, you You know, why not?
Yeah.
I'm also building a new website. It's gonna be where artists can sell their merchandise. Books and T-shirts and hats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think we named it Freeway Underground. For all the underground people where you can't find their stuff, where you'll be able to come to my site and find everybody's stuff that you can't find, on the shelves.
Yeah.
Come to my site, I have it.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay creative, and innovative. That's it.
It's fucking dope, man. Like, this shit is dope, man. Like, the way your mind thinking, I understand now how you think a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't cloud it with a lot of outside distractions.
You can't, because that becomes you.
Yeah.
Whatever you do the most of, that's who you are.
Yeah. Man. God damn. Man, here's another thing I wanted to give you a little pushback on. Cause I heard you say on Vlad probably like a year ago, you was like, black people are the most forgiving people in the world, and we so inviting and everything. And then I seen you on Vlad again. I'm like, what's up, Rick? Why we still going back to Vlad, man? Like, why we still going back to Vlad? I was like, I thought we was boycotting Vlad.
Ain't nobody tell me.
You're not on social media. We couldn't get the word out to you.
They got my phone number.
Yeah.
What happened with Vlad? Why they boycotting Vlad?
So from what I heard was, Minister Farrakhan said something at one of his speakings, and Vlad misquoted him, saying he said something anti-Semitic, which he didn't say. And then everybody was like, yo, Vlad, can you apologize publicly to Mr. Farrakhan? And he was like, nah, I'm not going to apologize. That I'm not doing that. But he just wrote like a little statement. He put like a little statement out. And it was like, nah, you said it publicly. Now, could you apologize publicly? And he was just like, nah, fuck it. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I was just like, man.
I didn't know nothing about it. I mean, I'd heard people saying that, oh man, they boycotting Vlad, but nobody ever came and told me, what was going on. Nor did they have to. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody's job to come and explain it to me what's going on. Yeah. But I use Vlad. I use Vlad to get messages out. Vlad has a big following. Vlad gets like 90 million views a month.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the young people that I want to reach watch Vlad.
Right.
I've literally had young brothers come up to me and say, man, thank you for what you said on Vlad. So for me, it's not that I do Vlad to help Vlad. I do Vlad to help me reach an audience that I want to reach. Got
you. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So understanding that there's a boycott. If they came to me and it was a valid boycott, I definitely would be with it.
Okay.
So I don't know the whole detail. This is the most anybody ever explained to me that you did right now, and I think I mentioned it to Vlad last time I did a show. That what was up with him and Minister Farrakhan, and I'm not sure if he explained it to me or not.
Yeah, I mean. And here's the thing about, or for me personally, like, I like the people he have on there. I want to hear what they got to say. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's more of a just exploit, the street culture or the black people. I feel like it's more for him. That's what it is.
Well, and he makes money off of it. But now you here. So
that's what I'm saying.
So now you gonna step in that slot.
Yeah.
But like I said, with me, when I go there because there's something I want to get. Like, I went on Vlad. Vlad is the first person to let me speak about vitamin D.
Really?
And Dr. Leslie Ray Matt. Yeah. I made an announcement on Vlad. Had to be like January, February. I went on Vlad and told him about, and tried to warn people about the coronavirus, how to protect yourself and what we should be looking out for, because I had the privilege of talking to Doc, and most people ain't gonna get to talk to Doc. Doc ain't gonna be talking to the whole world.
Right.
He's coming out a little more now, but when I first started talking to him, he was a doctor. He's a scientist and not a public speaker. So what he gave me, I tried to give to other people, and Vlad allowed me to do that when nobody else did.
Okay. So yeah, I get that. Yeah. Okay. Well, man, cause you royalty to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I belong to y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
We belong to each other. We stuck with each other.
That's right, man.
So and when I was saying that. I mean, if you look at our track records, man, we're the only people that a different race can come in our neighborhood and open up a store, a little mom and pop store. If we go other places, man, they're going to burn us out, boycott us, but we allow people to come in our communities and we accept them in, like they us, and I think, I mean, nothing wrong with that, we shouldn't be, racist or anything like that, but and what I was saying is that we're the least of that.
Yeah,
we're the least racist. We're the most forgiving.
Yeah.
Because some of the things that was done to us, if it was done to other races, they would never let it die down. Even with way Jews tried the Holocaust. There's a Holocaust movie coming out every year, every other year. But there's very few movies that even touch the surface on slavery, what was done to blacks during slavery, and not only us being in captive, but I've read books where there was doctors that was doing surgery on black women without anesthesia, who are now doctors that are touted in high regards, I mean, even like right now, where they was trying to keep the Confederate statues up, and we still have black people, riding behind Donald Trump, supporting the people who was trying to keep these Confederate people who wanted to keep us into slavery. So that's what I meant by we're the most forgiving. We give our votes away. We don't demand anything from our city officials or our leaders. Most of the rappers only come to town to collect a check. We call him the homie, but he's never in the hood.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what I was saying. We can't keep allowing people just to come in and take our assets and give us nothing in return.
Yeah, absolutely agree, man. Absolutely agree. So, are you accepting music from artists right now or not yet?
I will accept them.
Where they send it at? How do they get a hold of you to send their music to you?
Right now, I would say you could probably hit me on Instagram right now, Freeway Ricky. My website, I'm hoping this website be ready to launch in the next couple of weeks. Freeway Underground. I'm gonna have a play thing on there where we'll be able to play music.
That'll be dope.
That'll be the best place right now to do it is on Instagram, either Facebook. And I ain't hard to reach out to, man. So many people got my phone number. Tell them to call me.
Yeah. Okay.
You got an uncle, brother, friend. Tell them that.
Somebody. Yeah.
Tell them, man, get this music to Rick, man. He's ready to do some music. And when I do the music, I'm gonna do it in a big way.
Yeah, man. I got this dude that came on a podcast named Trouble 2 Times from Dallas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I almost had a kid signed out of Dallas too, man. What was that kid name? Bozo. Yeah, man. I had the kid. I took him up to Dre's studio. They wanted to work with him, and kid came back down here and robbed somebody, man.
God damn.
He went back down here a week. And he had just got out of prison, and one of the things they were saying, man, is he gonna stay out of jail? And I was like, yeah, he gonna stay out of jail, man. That dude came down to Dallas and robbed somebody, got like 60 years. But I like the name.
Yeah, Trouble. He's hard. He's deep.
Call me. Send me his music.
Yeah, I will.
Let me listen to him.
Yeah, I will, man. Yo, man. Shit, Rick.
I got a box out of Texas.
Yeah.
Kid Austin.
Oh, Kid Austin from
18
Texas?
years old. Yeah, he from Texas. He's from Austin.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Kid Austin. Yeah.
Kid Austin. Y'all got to look him up. Kid Austin, Nafir Charles. Go check both of them out. I'm predicting both of them going to be world titles at the same time. They'll be fighting on the same card. Because, one of the things that I tell them is that they have to be assets to each other. They both have to promote each other because we on the same team.
Yeah.
They won't be fighting because they're in different weight classes. So, I want them to support each other.
When the next fight? When they fighting again?
Kid Austin fight on Telemundo the 5th of next month, I think.
Okay.
I think the 5th of next month. Check out my page. I'm going to have everything posted. I can't remember nothing.
Yeah. I got you.
One of my things I hate is I can't remember people's names, man. People tell me their name and they be like, oh, what was his name?
Yeah.
I usually keep one of my assistants with me that like, what was his name?
Yeah.
I just be having so much stuff running through my head and so many things that I want to do, and I know life is so short, that we have to take advantage of this time that we have on the planet because tomorrow ain't promised to us.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And one last thing before you go, and one of my teachers told me that the graveyard is full of people with great ideas that never put them into effect.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, they said graveyard is one of the richest places in the world.
Shit. Yeah, get your ideas out, man. Strategize, put them on paper.
And even if you don't have everything that you need to start, just start with what you got. Start where you at. Don't wait until it's perfect because it will never be perfect.
Yeah.
Just start.
Yeah. Man, Rick, I want you to come back in a year, and I want you to see.
Whenever you want me back, man.
See where we at.
Bring my guys down. Austin right down the street.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Bring him in and bring Nafir in. We all come in and just, just do the thing.
Yeah.
We just come in and just chop it up, do some sports talk, and we talk to them about, maybe what they learned from me, during the time that Nafir been working with me about 9-10 months, and Kid Austin only about a month and a half. But,
okay.
But what I'm doing with them is it's gonna be bigger than boxing. See, everybody thought when I was signing them that I was signing them to fight, but I signed them so I can stop them from fighting. I want to get them out the ring.
Yeah.
I want them to have great big bank accounts and very little fights. I don't like to see them get hit upside the head.
Yeah.
Man, not my guys. But, that's my goal, is to make them a lot of money with the least amount of pain.
Yeah. That's the – and you said you want to sign a boxer to make him the richest man, make him more money than Floyd.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just felt that Floyd left a lot of money on the table, even though he didn't need it. You could have just gave it to charity. Give it to some black charity.
Yeah.
Don't give it to United Way. United Way didn't need it.
Yeah.
Give it to the hood way.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, give it to the hood way, man. And, that's what I want my guys. I want those guys to be charitable, too. Not only be great fighters, but be great people. Be like a Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, the people loved him. He'd be running down the street in the whole neighborhood, running behind him. Everybody exercising. And that's the way I want my guys to be. I want them to be the people's champ.
Yeah. That's dope, man. Dang, that's dope. Let me make sure I'm gonna make sure I got all my goddamn questions. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
You got it all?
Yeah.
Make sure we get it all
yeah,
in,
man.
You got me.
Yeah.
You got me today. You
I know.
get it all in.
Yeah.
But we gonna be doing this. So we together now, and most of the people that I hook up with, I hardly ever lose friends, and very few that I can't call if I need them,
Yeah.
So
Do you know who Albert Talton is?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Not right offhand. I might. I got 14,000 numbers in my phone.
Damn. Damn.
So I feel about 200-300 phone calls every day.
Oh, okay.
Opportunities, baby. Opportunities.
Yeah.
The more phone calls you get, the more opportunities.
Yeah. Albert Tartan was a dude in L.A. I don't know if you probably was locked up then, or maybe you wasn't. It's probably like 2010, maybe 12.
I was out in 10 and 12.
Okay, well, remember that big counterfeit that was going around in L.A. back then? Where it was like a bunch of money, a bunch of counterfeit money.
I was broke then. I ain't had no counterfeit money. I probably counterfeit money, boy. I would have probably been holding on to some of that. I was so broke back in 09 and 010. Man. I was broke as a joke.
Dang. But yeah, he was the I think he was like one of LA's biggest counterfeiters in LA County, period. Like he put the most, I think they said he did like $100 million in counterfeit money or something like that.
What?
Yeah, on the streets of LA.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I would love to talk to him. Like they said that this dude is a freaking genius.
Is he out?
I think the last thing I seen online that he was out and he was working at like a body shop in LA, like in Inglewood or somewhere.
What?
Yeah. And they was like they was like his friend, because I seen him on American Greed, where they were saying that.
Give me his name. I'll find him.
Okay.
I'll find him for you.
Yeah, they were saying he was so smart that he could take apart a Bose speaker, look how it's put together, close it up, go to Radio Shack or whatever.
Now you're going to make me go find him for me.
Yeah. Let me be quiet, dude.
He can do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I need a guy like that around me.
Yeah, Albert Talton.
And he working at a body shop?
That's what I heard, man.
I got a body shop too, so
Yeah.
we're going to give him a raise. Hey, we're going to give him a raise.
Yeah, man. But if you find, I just want to talk to him, man.
Okay. Remind me, and we'll get on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit some of this out though too.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't want people to be like, I'm gonna look for him. Yeah. I know Albert. But yeah, man.
But that's how you get them though.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be surprised when people see your videos and stuff that they'll respond to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people call me they saw me on Vlad and I said something about them and they contact me. Bang.
Really?
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Okay.
The power of this podcast you're doing here, this thing is powerful. You know, I'm talking about. I've seen. I did Alex Jones' podcast.
That nigga's a nut.
A nut. He wasn't as crazy when I did it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then maybe we was arguing the same thing, the government selling cocaine. So.
Yeah, okay.
But Alex is going out there. But he started in his attic.
Really?
Yeah. And he's bigger than CNN online.
Yeah, I know he's huge.
Ginormous.
Yeah.
I went on his show, man. I saw like 3,000 t-shirts. IRS going.
Yeah.
IRS might be listening too. But his podcast is powerful. Hopefully he uses it for the good of the people.
Right.
And not, for individuals.
Yeah.
But
man.
you what you starting right here, man, you don't know where this thing could go. I mean, it's really gonna be on you. How far you willing to take it?
Yeah.
So I just say, man, just stay focused, work hard, you know what I'm saying, and keep doing your thing.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, appreciate it. Yo, man, thank you again, Rick. This has been dope, man. Thank you for lacing us, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
man. I feel privileged to be here, and make sure you read that article though. So
I will.
Next time we do it, we can talk a little bit about my obituary. I'm one of the few people that get to read their obituary.
That's crazy.
I got to read mine, so.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. Yo, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. This has been the Tap In Podcast, man. Holla.
Tap in.